My name is Vern Fernandez. I'm from Jabra. I live in Santa Cruz, California. And the title of my speech is Understanding How Prospects Feel Using AI-Empowered Tone-Based Sentiment Analysis. I have 4 kids. My wife also works for Jabra as well. This is our RV. We're quite the mobile couple. We work anywhere and everywhere because our devices at Jabra allow us to be able to do that. And so we take full advantage of being kind of the mobile road warriors. And then on the side, I played a little Hawaiian music. So normally I have a guitar in my hand when I have a mic in front of me. So next time, you guys. But a little bit about where I come from. I work for a company called Jabra. Now, Jabra is typically known for headsets. So what's the whole AI play is probably what people are going to be asking. So this is just a quick brief history. Don't worry about the small and fine print. It's a 150-year-old company based near Copenhagen, Denmark. And over the years, they've created a lot of Bluetooth headsets and things that have to do with voice. And the AI that I'm going to introduce to you has to do with voice today. And so we've created everything from the first Bluetooth headsets, Bluetooth was a Danish king, all the way through this kind of bottom left here in 2023, when we came out with something called Engage AI, which is tone-based customer sentiment analysis. How do your customers feel about your company based on the tone of their voice? That's what we're going to give you insight to today, okay? So here's the challenge that we're addressing right from the beginning. You have a lot of hybrid workers. Many of them are just like us, right? And they work from home, and they're supporting customers that we as marketers have brought into them. And sometimes they need a little bit of coaching, but how do you coach 3,000 people that are all over the place, especially when things get tough? So this is kind of what we're addressing here in terms of using our AI for. Now, typically, if you take a look at our little funnel here, this funnel kind of shows where customers go once you market to them. So on the right, you're going to see outreach and LinkedIn and things that you typically see in a marketing campaign. And that's going to bring in your customers, and the customer's going to engage your call centers, your sales floors. There's going to be agents and voice platforms, and there's going to be some, a system of putting them in there. Sometimes there's going to be AI like IVRs or chatbots that handle some of their questions because you've marketed them to those tools. But sometimes the more complex stuff actually goes to an actual agent, right? Now, everything that you market isn't just about, hey, here's my new widget. It's so cool. Why don't you buy it? On the bottom right, you see sometimes there's some challenging things that we've got to market as well, like product recalls, right? Or pricing increases, or service changes and policy adjustments. These things make people cringe when they have to market it, and it affects this person at the bottom of this pyramid when they actually have to answer some questions about it. So the AI that we're going to be taking a look at is how do we help that person take care of the customer when things start to get hot, right? And you've got to be able to market that, right? So we're going to maximize investments in artificial intelligence to respond to the campaigns that you're each involved in. Now, that person at the bottom that's answering your campaigns, they don't have an easy job either. And let me kind of show you why, and maybe you can relate to this. So take a listen to this.
I'm currently speaking to you using the microphone on my computer while my kids and the dog are making noise behind me. This happens a lot when I work from home. I have now switched to my Engage 75 that has advanced cancelling for crystal clear calls. This means it doesn't matter how loud the kids and Buddy want to bark when I'm working from home. I'm always going to be able to communicate clearly and effectively.
How many have been in that situation before? Your agent that's dealing with the things that you market has things to deal with their own. And the reason why I show you this is because we do a little AI with this person to show that, hey, there's background noise, but your headset's actually doing the job. You can keep creating data, and data means the sound of your voice to understand the sentiment of how you're supporting that customer. So I wanted to show you that because you need good data, even in a place like this when it's completely packed. You need good data to run sentiment analysis, okay? Now, what Jabra has done is we've created something called Engage AI, and it's tone-based sentiment analysis, and it's really there to understand how do customers and agents feel. And you can see some of the little widgets that we have here. And so let me explain a little bit about how this works. Here's a brief video that I'm going to play for you, just explaining a little bit about the product, and then we'll talk about it, and I'll show you a test drive of it as well.
Good
morning. I'm Connor. How can I help you today?
Every call has the potential to be a great one, even the ones that start off not so great. After 20 years of research and millions of conversations analyzed, Jabra Engage AI is here to revolutionize the contact center. With our advanced AI-empowered software that delivers real-time feedback for agents for outstanding customer service. Engage AI measures and gamifies tone, conversation flow, and performance in real time. And with personalized avatars, agents can up their game for higher customer satisfaction scores. Because tone really is the best predictor and driver of customer and agent experience. And because periods of awkward silence are, well, awkward. With 44% of agents working remotely, one-to-one coaching may not always be available. But with Jabra Engage AI, self-coaching is available on every call for milestone tracking and badge earning opportunities, because we all deserve a bit of recognition. And our research shows that when agents own their tone, retention and well-being scores improve, meaning everybody wins. By measuring what really matters in the contact center, supervisors can deliver more coachable moments to transform the performances and well-being of agents. And with Engage AI always in your corner, supervisors can help deliver immediate support to the team for pep talks or praise whenever they may need it, for happiness and peace of mind for all. Compatible with most leading contact center and UC platforms, Jabra Engage AI welcomes new levels of human connection and engagement into the contact centers of today and tomorrow for unrivaled customer experiences.
So what we've done is we've taken a look at, creating a tool that you'll see here creates a little widget for the people who support your customers to take a look at to see, is this person real time happy? Are they frustrated? Are they angry with your company? And then that can create some alerts and signals to folks to be able to help that person out real time so that it doesn't become a problem later on. So we're measuring the tone of voice, customer sentiment, and conversation metrics. And the reason why we do that is because when people speak, like here we can see each other, I can see the tone and the body language, but if you're just talking to people supporting customers, all you have is a tone of voice, how I sound to you. So like ordinarily, a lot of the AI in this space will use like a speech to text bot to tell you how your customer is feeling. And maybe they're going to use that bot to pull feelings out, right? But sometimes when you use text, it doesn't always convey the actual feeling and tone of what's going on during the call. So for instance, here you have somebody saying, "Thank you for calling support. I'm John. How may I help you?" But how is this person saying it? Take a listen to this.
Calling customer support. I'm John. How may I help you?
There's this person in our tool is going to end up being kind of a neutral, which is good. That's what you would normally expect from, somebody supporting one of your customers that you brought, via your marketing. But then here you have somebody saying, "Well, I want to thank your company for delivering outstanding service." So, but listen to the way that is said.
Well, I want to thank your company for delivering just outstanding service.
That customer is actually kind of miffed, right? It sounds good. It looks good. The AI might interpret this as a good sentiment, but actually it's kind of frustrated. Here you have another one here. "I'm sorry about, could you tell me about your problem?"
So sorry about it. Could you tell me more about your problem?
So the agent's responding in what we would call a green tone. They're very supportive of the customer here. Now here, while you're misunderstanding everything that I say,
No, you are misunderstanding everything that I say.
But that could have easily been said, well, you're misunderstanding everything that I say, right? So the sentiment that we pick up on is how that sentiment is being delivered, okay? Now, when we see that when people control their tone and they're friendly and energetic, then typically it's engaging for the people as well when they're working with you as the company. And you have shorter calls as well. Now, one more example that I have here is kind of what we're measuring here. You can see the avatars changing here based on the tone of voice here. Oops.
England Energy Customer Services. You're speaking to Ellen. Can I start by taking your account number, please?
I want to speak to your manager.
Sure, that's no problem. But before I can transfer you over to them, I need to identify you on our systems. Would I be able to take your account number, please?
It's 12, 13, 78, 90.
Thank you. Great. Is this Thomas Larson?
Yes, now put me through to your manager.
Can I ask you to give me a bit of a background about your problem? I'll be able to see if I can help you before I can transfer you.
Well, I think it's very unlikely you can help because my payment keeps going up and it doesn't reflect how much energy I actually use. Now, I spoke with your colleague Pete or whatever.
So what this is doing is it's showing in real time that somebody's really frustrated. There might have been a policy change in his energy bill, and now he's calling, and your person at the bottom of the funnel has to support that person and take care of them. What if this agent needs help in dealing with this? Our AI modeling allows us to kind of see that in real time. Now, just to kind of show you how this works in real time, I'm going to bring up my phone here. Get my phone.
Where's your phone?
Right over there. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to dial in to my own, Engage AI, and this is where the live demo happens. And so I'm going to essentially call myself here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to play a short video here. And what you're going to see is this is my real-time Engage AI tool interpreting a very ticked off, pretend that this is a customer, okay? I'm going to skip to where he gets ended.
Hey, it's Malakia. It's Malakia. 100% Malakia.
So now you can see his voice changing.
No, leave. Leave what?
That's great.
Leave what? It's too easy for me, leave. Every day, in the last 2 weeks, call me 5, 6 president for change things. No, me stay here. Because I work 12 hours a day. Me, my staff, you, the people who work in this club. I no permit for nothing, for a big name. No permit, nothing. Because in my life, one people, they give me praise.
So imagine that's your customer, right? Now what I can do is I can open up Engage AI here, and I can create a little alert that says, whenever that becomes yellow, I want to get an alert that I have to help out that person helping out your customer, right? And so if the tone goes above, below 6 or 5, or if that person's super angry, I can create an alert that ends up showing up, in a different spot here. So here, you can also take a look at when the calls are starting to go south, and you can start to see kind of the emotion in the call. Green and gray is kind of where you want things to be. And you can see who's talking and the emotional sentiment of how the call is going, right? So what this allows you to do is to see essentially how your customers feel about you and how your own either salespeople or tech people are responding to them, okay? So here, if I wanted to get some reporting on how the team is doing, I could get a weekly report inside here and see the overall sentiment of customers and how the advisors are doing. And this is just a quick web report here. Now here with this team, you can see who the most active advisors are helping your customers. You can see who's got the best tone here. You can start to see talk time analysis, who's got positive tones and when that's happening. You can also see things like the advisor tone. Are people having good tone when they're talking to people? You can also see the customer sentiment as well. So in general, our customers are scoring, they're generally happy with us right now with an 8.0 or above. So if you're running some campaign and it's making people angry, you can kind of tell when they're kind of not angry anymore, right? And then advisors overviews. If you have people kind of taking a look at helping other folks, you can see how they're doing right now. So you can see when their tone is up or down, and if we need to do some coaching with them. We can do this in about 100 different languages. And as an example, I'll play you this little sound clip. It'll be in Mandarin. Because this kind of shows how we're not really listening to the words. So dialectically, we can work with different types of regions. So take a look at this.
接下来2个单元呢，我想是很多男生女生都喜欢的。我们跟您谈珠宝。
You're going to start to see the avatar change.
珠宝呢是比较特别的，罕桑兰。今天呢，我们请到的
Now it's green because she's generally happy.
创办人董少先
And
生。
I'm being reminded that I'm interrupting her.
地质的，然后呢又
So
在
it's coaching me on that.
北大光华管理学院，那是这个中国应该说也是世界顶尖的这个管理学院，还有清。
So that's an example of being able to tell the sentiment in real time as the call is flowing, no matter what the language. In general, what you'll see is you can see my tone of voice is changing, right? And if you take a look into the tool, you don't necessarily get pure buying signals per se, but if I can open up, here's all my calls, right? You can see that I'm getting badges inside and saying, you're sounding really good today. But if I can take a look at, okay, well, how did this call go? Well, everything's green and gray where I want it to be, so my customer's happy. These are typically good buying signals in general because this person is happy with our company, right? I can't tell you and predict the future in terms of listening to their words and saying whether or not they're going to buy, but at least I know that they're not angry today. Even for me, what happens is that when my tone falls a little flat, it gives me a reminder to boost my tone, right?